Hi, my name's Haley. I'm the director and founder of Jezzie's Place Rescue, if you don't know me. And I figured I would give a little tour of the rescue building so you can see what it's like inside. So when you first enter Jezzie's Place Rescue, this wall here is what you see, and these are all the dogs that I've shared my life with over the years. So there's Zach, Scruffy, Luke, Tula, Jezzie, and Luke, Tyson, Phoebe, and Chester, and it's missing Mabel and Opie. So you walk in, and this is the little entrance. We have the heater, a window, electrical panel. I have this little half door. I actually had this made way back at a different house that I lived in, and I just held on to it, and it works well in this space. And this is just to have another barrier, so if you're working with dogs, they can't just rush out the front door. So we'll come around here. This is the other side of the desk, which is a bit messier, but we have binders here for each of our rescue dogs, a big binder of all of our adopted dogs and their information, chemical safety sheets, leashes, harnesses, office supplies. It's very messy, as you can see, and other binders. Also over here we have some other office supplies, our security system, a basket for volunteers, and then we have our daily medication logs. So right now we have Molly and Snowy, and we initial every day that we give them medications, and then when this is full, it goes in their binder with all of their other information. Now this area is multi-purpose. As you can see, it's a little bit of our storage area. There's also cleaning supplies in here that are specific to this room. This is the quarantine area. But we have to have a separate area for dogs who come out of state. They need to quarantine for at least 48 hours for the state of New Hampshire. So any dogs that come from out of New Hampshire, they first go in these crates, just so we can monitor them and make sure that they don't have any contagious illnesses before we put them over in the primary kennels with the other dogs. These are Mastiff-sized crates. Eventually, I would like to get bigger fence panels to make these actual kennels instead of having to use the crates, but for now, this is what we have. We have a divider in between them. That's the crate. In the crate is Molly's crate, full of her supplies until she gets adopted. So this is our little quarantine room slash storage area, and I usually just have it covered because that looks better. Now this behind me is what I call the prep area. We have our couch, a tub, laundry, kitchen area, and then a whiteboard where we keep all of the information about all of the dogs that we currently have here at the rescue. Just a little more in-depth look. This is where we keep all of our blankets. This is a junk drawer, so I won't show you that, but this is a Borders bag, and this is full of Molly's things that are not in her crate in the other room. Food, a tub. I do wish I had a partition here of some sort because it does get pretty messy with water coming out. And we have meds and supplements and some treats and paper towels, dishes drying, and then this is where we store the dishes. There's slow feeders and the snuffle mat up there too. This is where I keep the meds and supplements that I'm currently using for dogs. We have some spare treats and antlers over here, and Kongs, topples, first aid kit, more paper towels, a boatload of rice, freezer, fridge. These drawers have towels and things like spoons and lick mats and can covers and various things, and cleaning supplies are in there. Over here on the other side of our washer and dryer, we have some hanging leashes and harnesses for a couple of our dogs, and then we have a door into the primary kennel area. I don't usually have a black blanket over the window, but when Molly came in, she's very reactive to other dogs, and there you can see see through to see the dogs. So that's up there for now. And it's gonna get very loud when we go in that room. And this is the primary kennel area. So we have kennels over here, and we have one kennel right there. We have cleaning supplies and shelving, and then that door goes to the outside. So we have an access door to the hot water heater, a little noisemaker, another pooper scooper that's not been used. This is just some more storage for jackets and toys and treats and gloves and puppy pads, cleaning supplies, a little camera. Oh my God. We have cleaning supplies specifically for this area. That door goes to the prep area, another kennel, and a fan that's going all the time, and that's Snowy. We also have this curtain that we pull over Molly's kennel when we're bringing dogs in and out a lot of the time, so she can't see them. It just helps with her reactivity. And then when we're bringing her out, we leash it over here on the broom. Just creates a little barrier. Okay, so now we're gonna walk outside, and there's Harley here with me. He is not a rescue dog, but he's just here for the day. Okay, so when we first come outside, there's this little fence here, this welded wire fence. We primarily use this to do dog introductions before we let them out in the big yard to play together. So we'll typically have one dog over there, and then we'll have another dog over here, and we'll just see how they interact through the fence to make sure that all the body language looks good before we send them out to run and play together. And this is the main yard. It's fully fenced with 6-foot high privacy wood fencing that my husband and I and my husband's brother put up picket by picket 5 years ago over a long weekend, and it was a giant pain, but we saved a bunch of money and it was totally worth it. It's incredibly wet and muddy still because it's been raining for 100 days, but we're starting to get some greenery, and all the dogs love that big rock up there. We also have another gate up here in the back of the yard that goes to a trail that goes all around our woods, behind our house, behind our backyard, and comes out at another area down by our driveway. And of course we have the scoopers and poop bins, and then we have a bin full of toys. So if you didn't know, this building was originally renovated to be a dog boarding facility, and then I changed it to a dog rescue, though we still do board dogs part-time for previous clients. Also, this building used to be our 2-car garage. You can still see the frames of where the garage doors were, and that was left that way in case this building ever wanted to be changed back into a garage. They could just easily take out these panels and the insulation and sheetrock and put garage doors back in. But yeah, we sacrificed our 2-car garage, which I am sad about in the winter sometimes, but it was by far the best decision for turning into what I wanted it to be and on our property.